Hello everybody, we were gone for a week, but now we're back, so welcome to City Voice TV. Without further ado, let's get into our first story about Epic Games' first day in court against the Apple Corporation. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I brought you the story of how this fight began when Epic Games intentionally violated the Apple Developers Agreement by introducing a direct payment option to the mobile version of Fortnite. You can check out that story inside Episode 4, Big Tech, but for now, suffice it to say that chaos ensued, and now Epic is suing Apple primarily for the right to distribute their own app store for iOS users, or so internet emails suggest. However, in public, Epic has frequently argued that they are fighting for the freedoms of small developers. Unfortunately for them, that particular publicity campaign appears to have evaporated under the harsh light of the law, with federal judge Yvonne Gonzalez declaring Epic's arguments were not particularly persuading. Judge Rogers also accused Epic of lying by omission during the initial showdown and expressed interest in taking the main case to a jury trial. Unfortunately, such a trial would most likely not be until 2021, so we'll have to wait a while to find out what happens. Our next story is a bit closer to home. This week, the City Voice is excited to announce that our merchandise page is now back. Now, I know a lot of you readers are not probably all that interested in the City Voice merch, but please remember two things. First, running a newspaper is very expensive, and while our merch does come from a third-party vendor, most of the money goes to us. So by purchasing merch, you'll be helping to support our site, apps, writers, and of course my weekly videos. And I get paid a hefty salary, guys, so it'll be supplementing my income. Second, and more importantly, all the comfortable City Voice t-shirts we have are uniform approved. So if you're planning to return to the school building on October 19th, it might be time to start thinking about what you'll be allowed to wear. On that note, I know that life at City can be very stressful, especially with the end of the marketing period just around the corner, so it seems like now would be a perfect time to curl up with a good book. If you're struggling to decide which book to read, one of our writers has a suggestion for you. Her name is Helen, and this week she's reviewing Spy School by Stuart Gibbs. You can check out her review live right now at thecityvoice.org. But if you're not much of a reader, you might be interested in the other form of entertainment we're covering this week, a completely real holiday called Fat Bear Week. The concept of Fat Bear Week is simple. As swarms of salmon arrive at the Brooks River, which runs through the park, dozens of rotund fuzzballs will arrive and put on the weight they need to survive the long, cold winter. Eager fans can watch the park live stream on YouTube and even vote for their favorite contenders. Which bears win is not related to how many fish they eat, but instead the most adorable and funny are simply awarded for their general greatness and as the internet sees fit. This year's Fat Bear Week will see such intimidating contenders as Chunk and Otis facing off to see who can put on more weight and who can win the hearts of internet fans. Between now and October 6th, the Fat Bear Week will be ongoing. It is undoubtedly ridiculous, but it's also undeniably fun and sure to provide an hour or two of zen entertainment over the next week. To watch this live event, check out our explore.org/fat-bear-week. And finally, you should note an even more fun form of entertainment and a real possibility in 2020. This week, junior Jonathan Hoffman has taken on the creation of the weekly crossword game at the City Voice. The first clue for this week is 10 letters for an irritable and complaining person. If you have any guesses, check out it live at thecityvoice.org and see if you're clever enough to figure out all 7 clues before next Friday. Okay, that brings me to our last story about a GRPS survey that asked students and their families to choose between a hybrid in-person option or virtual schooling for the second marking period. They are currently making plans, guys, and if you did not vote, it seems that there may be another opportunity, but make sure you get on top of that and make sure you try your best to vote, because this does affect your life at school and it will be of consequence very soon. Well, that's it for me, everybody, and before I sign off, remember to follow the City Voice on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.